Consider the planet Earth following the nuclear holocaust that will surely come. Popular theories, such as those put forth by Dr. Carl Sagan, the noted hack scientist and weekend transvestite, paint a grim scenario in which the planet becomes a crippled sphere floating in space, void of vegetation. A billion souls slowly dying in agony as the nuclear winter chokes the last remnants of life from the Earth. These theories, however, are wrong. The post-war planet will be a wonderful place and one that will beckon in an era of great global prosperity. The cost of living will drop dramatically as the atmosphere absorbs radiation and the temperature is raised around the globe. Plant life vanishes and people rejoice as they no longer must mow lawns and rake leaves, creating more leisure time. Vegetarians become extinct and fresh, pre-cooked meat becomes available to all for free. The human body undergoes complete and drastic metaphysical changes. Radiation sickness replaces and consequently eliminates AIDS and other life-threatening diseases. Vanity and fashion become non-existent as people lose their hair and teeth. Mutants such as glow-in-the-dark babies and three-breasted women become commonplace as the world is launched into perfect harmony. Peace will reign for 1,000 years. Yes, nuclear war is not something to be feared, but rather the hope and salvation of the human race, in an event we must all long for with gleeful anticipation. If you share these views, write to Citizens for Nuclear War, Post Office Box 315A, Thompson, Connecticut 06277. That's Citizens for Nuclear War, Post Office Box 315A, Thompson, Connecticut 06277. Thank you.
A midnight panic underground, a psychedelic silo. All the window panes are cracked, a new atomic rainbow. Those blockheads in the Kremlin, it's too bad they couldn't learn. Those fuckers down on Wall Street, it's so sad they had to burn. Some guy comes on the TV first, he rants and then he raves. The buyers become sellers and the bosses become slaves. The little people in the street, they got nowhere to hide. I changed the water in my bong and locked myself inside. And all across the country, all the TV sets were on. The leaders became cartoons as they tried to lead us on. The morning of the aftermath, my dog was glowing bright. I showed him to my doctor who arrived sometime that night. The chickens on the rooftop, they were cutting up the hens. The lawyers in the bread box, they were sharpening their pens. The Bible bangers down the street were finally on their knees. The winos and the bag ladies had barbecued their fleas. The big guy in the White House, he was melted to his throne. I took the time to roll a joint and disconnect my phone. And all across the country, all the videos were played. The tapes were running backwards and the tapers had been spayed. A couple years after the war, some abstract kids were born with triple heads and shortened legs and ears that looked like corn. They didn't speak no English and they didn't eat no food. Their mouths were in the basement and their teeth were set in wood. The cows out in the pasture gave us milk that hissed with steam. Some artists up in Boston built a statue with the cream. And all because the leaders couldn't deal with what they owned. It didn't matter to me, out of sight and staying stoned. And all across the country, all the TV sets were black. Their bodies became rusty and we never did come back.